Hello, I'm Jelelle Awen, and this is day 22 in my series of 33 days and called Deepen. And with me today is Gabriel.
Hello, guys.
It's quite special because today is Gabriel's birthday.
Woo!
Yay! It just happened to occur.
Is this where the streamers come from the graphics?
Congratulations! Yeah, we have the candles lit for you behind us.
Those are so cool.
So it just happened to occur during this series, which is really wonderful because now we get to talk about how we hold birthdays and what we actually feel that they're representing for us and to us and parts of us. So what do you feel about that as you're celebrating your birthday?
You know, every year I always go back to a birthday that I had. I was 42, and it was just as I was really deepening in with SoulFullHeart, and I was going through a lot of just shifts and rumblings and things. It's like my work was unknown, relationships to family and friends were shifting and changing, and there was really literally felt like something brand new arising inside of me that was just different than any other thing I've ever felt in relationship to my life before. And that birthday was really significant for me. I had wrote a post about being reborn. It was a rebirth day. And so it always, when I think of birthdays, where it's always coming into what feels like a rebirthing into something new. So it's a reflection of that. That was a pretty big birthday for me because it was just, there were so many things that were at stake on the table for a part of me at the time.
I remember that. That was when you moved then to Canada. Was soon after that.
That's right. And so I think it was, I had left a 13-year teaching career about a week after that birthday. And then shortly after that, I moved to Canada and I completed some relationships with an open door, but I was no longer going to stay in the same frequency as I had been, or part of me was. So at that time, 6 years ago, a part of me really went through a death, and I was coming out reborn into something new. So every time we have a birthday, that seems to be the reflection that we have something in us that is wanting to arise, but in order for that to happen, something else needs to die inside of us. And to hold that death with that larger being of ourselves, our connection to the divine and our guides, what holds the birth of that and the death at the same time. It's just like two things happening at the same time. That wasn't like graphic or something like some weird like some other culture is like, hey man, F you.
but it was appropriate
right.
For what you were talking about.
Yeah, something's going away, something's arising up. And so I don't know.
You're giving me the giggles.
My inner child comes out too, you know.
Yes.
And another thing about the inner birthday, or the birthday, is that this becomes a time to celebrate. It's a time to reflect on the things that are going away, and we have mourning for it, but there's also a time to celebrate that which is new coming up inside of us. And in SoulFullHeart, it's about the parts of us that have been through so much. I remember that birthday 6 years ago, I felt very connected to my inner child. And at the time, his name was Christopher, and he was very connected to birth family. And there was a sadness in his field about not totally feeling seen or heard, but he couldn't be because there was a protection going on with him. So he's kind of hidden, and so there's never really in a sense of like having birthday with family. It was different than with a birthday with SoulFullHeart, where there was something that was being watered and seen in a much different way. And he got to have me, which I never had before in a birthday. So I got to be with my parts in all of my birthdays, reflect on my inner teenager, my inner father, this past birthday, and just being with them, feel myself in my metasoul aspects and all the things that they have been through over the course of this particular life. And how my birthday, in one way, any birthday, is just any day, essentially. And that every day, like I wrote about this morning, every day is a birthing day for all of us. In any given moment, we can arise into something new as we're met by these sort of challenges, by love, by the pain and suffering that we have inside. There's a lot of things that can bring us into these states of newness. And we're literally not the same person anymore. Like, I don't feel like that person I was 6 years ago. He is an aspect inside of myself that lives tenderly inside of me. And I can light a birthday candle for him and all these other parts inside of myself on this day. And that's what feels like this day is about for me. And then also, for me, reflection of all those that are part of my life today. You know, you, Jelelle, and Raphael, and Kalena, and Rihanna, and all the people that have been responding, that are part of SoulFullHeart, that have contributed to all the responses on Facebook and YouTube and our blog. I mean, these are all like the people that are a reflection of myself. And so I take that in with gratitude and honor to this day. So it's a whole big cake to take in today.
One thing that came to me as you were mentioning previous birthdays too, sometimes actually our inner child has trauma, interestingly, from birthdays. So they can be a mixed experience for people where they're feeling parts of them that are actually overwhelmed. Sometimes birthdays can be a compensation in families for the affection and love that isn't there consistently. There can be over amping, over energizing. Like, I think this is why little kids burst into tears so often on their birthdays. They just get totally overwhelmed by the energy that's focused on them. And I think because it's not consistent, in a way, it's kind of like you're saying, every day is a birthday. Every day is a self-love celebration, is a celebration of you from the divine. And so, in a way, this is a marker of your arrival into the physical.
Yes.
And that is important. But it's not overly important in another way.
No.
Because every moment is an invitation to celebrate your beingness, the relationships in your life, to feel gratitude and appreciation for them. And I do feel we live that way.
Yeah, I do too.
As a community.
But there is just something like this day, because it's been this way for 48 years of my life, my parts are especially like, it's January 22nd. And it's like, and so there is something significant inside of us for that particular day, because it's ours in a way, and we get to really let in ourselves. I know that some people are like, it's just my birthday, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of feels too like a part that doesn't want to acknowledge itself. And maybe there's a worthiness thing, like, let's just celebrate you. It's not necessarily about other people. And of course, that's reflection, and it's nice to have. But then how do you take in yourself on that day? You know,
and of course, there's the piece of resisting aging. How do you feel about that?
I thought about when I think about a number,
you're almost 50.
Getting close to 50.
So am I.
50. I had a harder time at 40. I had a really interesting 40th birthday where it was just this culmination of inner teenager and early 20s and this kind of like, and all the shadow stuff coming out. And it was very enlightening birthday. It wasn't very healthy, but I got that there was this culmination. Something was happening inside of me around my 40th birthday. And so there was
a wake-up call, if I remember.
Yeah, it was a big wake-up call. And so I had a bit of parts work at the time, a little bit, but I just did kind of a sampling of it. But a deeper feeling of it, I would have probably have gone through it a lot of differently. So now that I'm coming into 50 feels really alive to me somehow. Even though in my body, it's like the number and how I feel about myself somehow doesn't match. And I don't know what 48 is supposed to be like. Is it supposed to be elderly? No, that's not what it is. Maybe for my inner teenager, 48 sounds really like, oh my God, you're old, dude.
Especially with parts, though, because the parts are the age they are, and they kind of stay that age. They don't really mature, and then as you work with them, they integrate. So I've had people tell me, well, Jelelle, you feel really young sometimes, and really youthful, and then other times you feel like thousands of years old. And that's exactly the range. It's like you can drop into this 7-year-old, and he can feel joy about, it's my birthday, and then the teenager's kind of like, whatever, a little more angsty about it, and then there's this ancient.
Ancient, the wise ancient is. And then there's the part of you that feels like they're 70 or 80 or 90 as you're walking and feeling the aches and sort of like, oh man.
That's not you so much anymore.
But that's not so much. I used to be, yeah. I used to be much more
we talked
body
about
things.
you had a part that was an old man.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. And as that starts to heal, then all of a sudden there's this vitality comes in. And no longer, my entry into 50 feels a whole lot different than my entry into 40. It's like so much resistance, so much something going on. But now I feel a curiosity. And
there's also a vocation, like what I appreciate about as I'm getting older, there's more wisdom that comes through from the soul,
Right.
and it lands differently too.
Right.
And moving into wise woman, wise man.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
do you feel that too?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that. The more we started to talk about the inner masculine, and we were connecting with these sacred masculine faces of Father, especially around Father Sky, that's a deep kind of wise elder feeling that feels new inside of me. Like it's a grandfather feeling. It's different than Metatron. It's different than any other aspect. Yeshua.
Yeah.
There's just something that holds this divine masculine wisdom, and that's what I look forward to continuing to keep deepening inside of myself. I guess for women, it was called the crone phase. I don't know what it's called for.
I like
for
wise
men.
woman personally.
Yeah, well, yeah, crone's kind of like, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
But so the wise elder, whatever that is.
It's kind of that chieftain feeling. There's this settledness in your.
I got this today. I got this yesterday for myself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, this settling into your selfness, and especially with parts work, so you don't have these energies that are being left behind. They've been more integrated and enfolded and brought in.
Right.
And particularly shadow, which often has a lot of these soul gifts in it, a lot of the wisdoms, but they've been suppressed or put away.
Yes. I just got an idea for our meditation too.
Oh.
Lighting the candles, and when we light something and lighten something, then we have to create there's a shadow that's created. So
just
in
like
birthday,
behind us on the wall
right,
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So in the birthday, there's an integration of our shadow. There's bringing the shadow into the light. And so that feels part of the birthing process.
Yeah, our guided meditation today, we're going to have a birthing celebration with Gabriel, but with all of us. And a shadow sounds like Gabriel's leading, so.
I have no idea.
You know, I never know either. People have asked me, do you plan these meditations? I think a little bit about it, but no, they just come out.
It's lighting our wick and our 7th chakra and letting the inspiration come in.
Yeah.
And our 6th.
Is there anything else? Oh, there was one piece that I almost feel like it's a confession, is that I actually changed my birthday last year.
Right.
And I didn't say anything at the time because I don't know what it's so important to me to be transparent. So it was very strange to not. June 1st is my actual birthday, but I celebrated on October 10th for a various number of reasons. Logically, it just made way more sense because 3 of us, Raphael, Kalina, and I, are born within 11 days of each
really
other.
Affected by that.
11 days of each other. So it's intense on Facebook. It was intense for Gabriel. It was intense for all of us. So I just asked the divine, is there another day that could represent me, that could be a waveform? And I just claimed that day. And October 10th came to me, which is, of course, a powerful gateway day. I love my birthday of June 1st, too. But it just felt, okay, I'll claim October 10th. But it was so interesting to celebrate it this year. Last year on October 10th, and there was something in me the whole day that felt a little uneasy, like I'm not being authentic here. But if you think about it, what does it matter? You know, this was my day. I wondered about not celebrating it at all, not making it public, but then I thought, no, this is a day for appreciation. This is a day for people to say to me, thank you for who you are, thank you for what you share, thank you for what you offer. And that was sweet to take in. My parts need to feel that. I need to fill up again so that I can keep offering out again. And I wanted a day like that. So this is my outing.
And that's not really an ego thing. I think, I think the relationship to the ego and birthday, it's like, there is a sense of like, yeah, we do like to have feelings. I enjoy having people say happy birthday to me. That's really sweet.
Sure.
And like I said, it's a filling up, and it's a day, and after that it is about service. Is it about, because I give to myself more than anything, but it is sweet to feel that. But then after that, It's about offering.
Yeah, I felt like I was celebrating everybody's birthday
right.
as I was celebrating mine, which is also what our meditation is going to be.
Right.
So maybe this next 10-10, I'll feel more comfortable.
Right, exactly.
I'll feel more comfortable with it.
And
so.
I considered the same thing, just because mine's right after Christmas, and that can be quite kind of a much for everybody too. But I still held on to my birthday. I like 122. That's always held something for me personally. So.
Well, this is the same thing about how we've changed our names.
Right.
You know, our 3D names, our birth names. Not only have I changed now my birth name, I've also changed my birthday. So, but I think that reflects too my shift as a soul. That is awakening, moving into these new grounds, having a new identity come through. So we'll go into the meditation.
Okay, sounds good.
Wherever you feel to lead us.
Take a moment to take some beautiful deep breaths. Creating a beautiful energy bubble around you. Feeling your personal space with candles all around. All of a sudden I see candles emitting this beautiful sacred white frequency that is surrounding you on this day. It may be not your 3D birthday, but just letting in this moment of taking in everything that you've have felt, have discovered, recovered about yourself in these past 22 days with Jelelle and her series. I want to take us to your castle that you've been connecting with in the series and maybe even beyond. And I feel that we are walking together to your castle, and we're going to enter and just enjoy a very special moment with yourself today. And as you approach your castle, just notice something about it. Is it different today than it was yesterday, last week, last month? Maybe it's got special ornaments on it. It's decorated. It's shining to illuminate you on this day. And as you approach, you are the guest of honor today. You're being met in front of your castle by your protector. Maybe your protector has some special words for you to take in this moment. And in return, you may have some special words for them. And maybe there's no words at all, but just feeling. Gratitude, honor, and as you both start to feel this connection with each other and all that you've been through and will continue to hold together in these days and weeks and months, years to follow. You both enter your castle. And in this expansive courtyard inside of your castle. Inside is this wonderful celebration going on in honor of you. All the parts that you've met so far and maybe have to meet still are all gathered in this courtyard. Inner child, inner teenager, inner punisher is so welcome. They are a big part of this. Your star seed flying around. All the guides that you've connected with, masculine and feminine. Galactic star family. It's a scene that is unlike anything you've ever witnessed before. This myriad and varied group of beings are all reflections and parts of you. Even some of them that may not feel so celebratory right now are all part of this. And as you gather with your inner family, your metasoul and guides, they are surrounding you, for you are the hub of you. And just feel what that is like for you. Maybe it's hard to fully let in your beauty, your uniqueness, your glory. And that's okay. And maybe you've done so much that you can begin to let in the depth of all of this reverence and gratitude, and you may just start to feel the tears. Feel the gift that you are to yourself and to others. And that in this process of birth, there is always and ever a process of death. The things that you had to let go of, the people you had to say goodbye to, the patterns and the circumstances that you held on to so tightly because they were who you thought you were to be, supposed to be, but are not any longer. And in the middle of the circle lies a cake. And this cake is adorned with many candles. And as you light each one of these candles, its light produces shadow. And in that shadow lies all the things that are still meant to be felt and to be held and integrated into this glorious you. You acknowledge their presence and you give love to them for being here. For being a big part of who you are and will be. And so now I'm just going to let that be in the space. For you just to digest and to feel with yourself.
I feel something too about how we make wishes when we blow our candles out.
Mm-hmm.
So an intention, wishes, desires for the new you, for your new timeline. To produce those now, to feel them.
And when we blow into them, we're actually blowing life into it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. And now it's time to eat cake. And I just want you can take this time to thank all of your guests for all that they have meant to you and will mean to you. And when you open your eyes, you will feel this new you in the space with you. And I hope that you take it with you all day today and in the days to follow.
Thanks for sharing your birthday energy with us.
Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm so honored to be a part of this today.
And I hope you had a sense of what you're birthing into, what might be dying right now, aspects that are and it's not the aspects, the energies that are dying to rebirth the new.
Yeah.
And we'll hold you in our hearts as we celebrate Gabriel today.
Thank you very much.
And I will see you tomorrow for day 23.